Big one for me this week.
Super Kev.
Super Kev, Captain Fantastic.
I tell you what, probably one of the old school players who went through the new stuff,
Yeah.
but still carried on with a lot of his old school ways, and that's in a good way, I think.
Yeah. You're about Uncle Sam. Should we say Uncle Sam for
I would
Kev?
say Grandad Sam. That's that close to her.
I tell you what, I was glad that we got to the origins of
The dance.
Yeah.
A celebration.
I've always said the chicken dance, but we'll wait till we get into it.
Bet he was a good captain.
Yeah. Not
Bet the
wouldn't
lads
take
liked
any
him.
shit.
Where do you remember him most at? Probably, this is a question for you, John.
Bolton.
Do you?
Yeah.
See, I'm out Newcastle. For some reason.
Secondary, if I weren't a Bolton fan, I'd say West Ham.
Really?
Yeah, so
I remember Bolton baggy shorts, long.
yeah,
Remember?
they
Because
were.
I always thought he was arsey, but
He's a good lad, isn't he? He's not arsey at
yeah,
all.
he's got a nice little bum.
But no, like
Get rid of that, Matty.
But loved by,
everywhere he played.
yeah, I'd say more so West Ham and Bolton maybe, because of obviously longer spells. But
I can't speak for
you'll
Newcastle
hear about
fans.
Andy Carroll again. I'd love, hopefully one day we can get Andy on.
Yeah.
Before we do get him in, as always, a massive thanks to O'Neill Sportswear for sponsoring the whole series, sorting us out with our kits, which you can get with a link in the description. And I'd highly recommend, if it's a five-a-side team, grassroots team, getting your O'Neill's personalised custom kits.
It's very good gear.
Can I thank the Patreons out there?
Go on, you.
I always look down the wrong lens, but I'm going to gamble on trap 2. Thanks, Patreons. Good lads. Is that all right?
Ladies.
Yeah, ladies.
Ladies as well. Yeah, there's some ladies
I like
in
you as
there.
well.
Yeah, we know
Probably
you
a bit
do.
more than lads.
Cut that as well, Matty.
So we get Big Kevin.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think we should.
Do you want to go?
I think we've got to start on the flipping...
Cock.
Eh?
The fucking cock.
Cock?
The Notts County chairman's cock. Surely got to start on the cock.
You know the cock.
Yeah, I should have known that, sorry.
Just in case you don't know, the cock.
Oh, God. Well, you'll go with your start if you want.
I was going to mention the Dubai trips, but I'm happy to start with a cock.
Were you manager when all that went off?
No, I'd just been sacked.
Oh, so I bet you.
Oh yeah, it was
Loving
brilliant. I know exactly where it was when it
At the bath?
when it all got released.
What it a photo under the photo?
Yeah, so he put a shot out of something because he's just forever on his Twitter and all that, just forever and posting and this and that. But you know what fans are like? He's put it, and then on his camera roll on the bottom, what they've done, they've seen it. And they've seen a photo of it, it's him, of his cock in the bath, and they've just been
Blown it up.
blowing it up and just bang, then it's on, innit?
You can't get away from it then.
No. It's just like, I always said to him, like, you've got to stop like tweeting, you've got to stop. But he's forever, all the time. Still the same, still hasn't learned, like, but I
You
still
had a
get texts
close
off him
call.
today.
Yeah, you
Didn't
did that. You did the
He
same.
did something similar, but with a shit in the toilet.
I'm on holiday. On holiday, and I got my P45 from York. I didn't even know I'd been released, but I did, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I took a screenshot of the thing, the thing saying, "Oh, it looks like I've been sacked." But I must have had a big shite that morning. I took a photo of it, and that was the same. We were on the thing. It ended up in paper, didn't it? John Parkin's shit on his P45. Shit's not as bad as your cock, though, is it? Especially not when it's like this.
No, you're proud of that. It's like that. Yeah, I did.
All inclusive, weren't it?
Yeah, when it is.
Big
It was
piece
just
of
scary.
kit.
Because that's what they were calling him then, because they used to call him Big Al. And then they were calling him Little Big Al. Because he's like 6 foot, he's fucking 6'5", I think, so 6'6". His boy is 7 or something like that. And he's to be fair, he's a nice enough fella. He's just got carried away with football. He actually texted me the other day, surprised you got rid of this player. To me, he texted me yesterday, I'm surprised you got rid of this player from Northampton. But we never agreed on retain list, did we? I was like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? Like,
is he involved with anything?
No, he's tried to get back involved with a few bits, I think, but never got in.
Oh, so he's messaging you as a scout/fan, just like
just as a fucking just a busy
still
bastard.
getting critique. I don't even fucking work for you anymore. Still going.
This is the one keep. This is the one get rid of. Fuck off, Al. I mean, fuck off.
You still playing?
Yeah.
Vets?
Yeah. I've started playing for South Notts. As a team, my mate plays, and I went down and started training on a Wednesday because I hate going for the runs and that, because when I go for just a plod and all, my back aches, my knees ache, everything aches, my ankles and everything. But whereas when I sort of play footy, you just feel that it's the footy ache. So I just got back in playing on Wednesdays with them.
Still get the chicken out?
Nah, the chicken's gone, mate. The chicken's dead. The chicken's dead, as the Sunderland fans always say.
It's in the oven.
No, but to be fair, a few of the lads have done it over the last few weeks when they've scored. Our lads, yeah. Aaron McGowan done it, and then Fosu done it last week. Yeah, so I think they're trying to revive the chicken.
where did it come from?
Oh, mate, it's incredible, really, when you think of it. Like we were in Benidorm. We used to go every year, because we used to go with like all my family, friends and everything. So there used to be about between 40 and 60 of us, if you like. Always there, all the lads, just for 4 days, 3 or 4 days. 3 days, 3 nights, 4 days. We were there, and my best mate, who I've been best mates with since we were in nursery, we were just all there in this one bar in one afternoon, early in the afternoon, and obviously we'd had a good few beers. He'd carried on because he's one of them. What years ago he could go and just keep going and not stop, and then go to bed for an hour and then get up and then just go again. Anyway, we're all sitting there and we're watching all I think with the footy results coming, like the playoffs and all that, all them ones. So we're watching that. Anyway, just turn around and he's the only one in the middle of the dance floor, like literally back there. With all because they have all the lights on still, only no, it's all the darkness. They have all the lights on, and he's just there giving it one of them to the music, but not even in rhythm or anything else. He's just in his own little world. He's just giving it and then it just become a thing. Whenever anyone started saying, well, we actually quacked it. We didn't. We were in it was a quack. If someone started going quack quack, wherever you was in the bar or wherever you was, people had to run out. So you had 40 scousers running out like that, because it would just become one of those things. And then they were like, you've got to do that when you score. And then it just went from there, and then I just carried on doing it.
Stuck with it.
And I said to Aaron McGowan the other day when after he'd done it, I went, mate, I can't believe you've done that. How much of a prick did it make you look? And he was like, it does, doesn't it? I went, yeah. Look back and I'm like, what am I doing? But to be fair, I've been out with him in London, me and him, with the girls and that, and then obviously we'd had a few drinks, been out for a meal, gone out to a bar and that, and he's doing that when he's dancing with his girl. And everyone probably fucking thinks he's doing Kevin Nolan's dance there, taking the piss out of him, but that's how he dances. He still does it now. He's still there like that. Thinks he's looking cool. His missus going like, hey, one of them. He's brilliant, mate. Yeah, he's brilliant.
So basically, it's just your mate's wank dancing
Yeah.
And it's a duck and not a chicken.
Yeah. It was set off as a duck. Yeah.
I've got 303 games, most appearances under Big Sam out of any other player. So my question is, which is your favourite Dubai trip?
Oh mate, them Dubai trips were brilliant. And they were well worth the weight in gold. You've got, for as much as we went, and it was a lot of relaxation, there was a lot of thought process going into it and everything else, in terms of, you would have heard all the stories of your nights out and everything else, but the camaraderie, what you build. You get the lads who sometimes, when you've been on a night, you sort of, and you see someone, you go, aye, where's he come from? You know what I mean? And
I've been playing with him for 6 months.
Yeah, you've been playing with them, and but that night brings it, because they can't get home. They've got, you're locked with all the lads at them moments in time. Because we always used to do the restaurant thing where, in the restaurant, everyone we used to have to go out, so all the players would go out, would take all the other staff out. Sam wouldn't come, in his staff, they'd take them, and would be so. At the end of the night, it was always restaurant cards in the bucket, and you can imagine the amount then. So it was brilliant. You always had Jack Collison and James Tompkins like, oh, we'll go 50-50. Hey, wait, me and you go 50-50. All the lads are like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But yeah, so we had them nights. So, but
Did you ever get stung?
Yeah. I did, yeah. To be fair, the amount of times I've done quite well to get out of it a lot of time, you know what I mean? And I always used to be the one with the bucket, so I was like that to the girl. See that one there, girl?
Just shaking it at the top.
you get the waiters to come over and do that, and yeah, so you get like the African lads who don't really, you know, sort of. Well, they go out and they enjoy themselves and that, but they, you know, they're the nights where they're like, and like I remember Abby Faye going, no, not tonight, no cards tonight. I have a net. You get the lads going, oh yeah, because we'll be an STK, and you're like. And the lads are going, yeah, just go for it. Let's just go for it. So you just ordering everything. The Wagyu's coming out. Like, oh, yeah, we'll have another one of them. Oh, yeah. And then obviously you've got Andy, who once he's had a few drinks and all that, he'll be like, yeah, that's really nice. Get 2 more of them. And you can just see the bill going, bop.
You're like you when you're ordering.
What the food?
So, yeah, just them moments, like, and then, as I say, you'd always find that corker of one. But we used to have to be up every morning, 10 o'clock. At the beach every morning, and he used to go, right, okay, and then we'd train in the afternoon, and that was in the early days. And then the more and more we done it, the more and more we trained less when we were over there. And because what he used to, his thing was with Sam, was that he used to think, get them up at 10 o'clock so that he knows that everyone's fine, got in from the night before, we'd go down for a run on the beach, then he'd make everybody get in the water as well. But it was brilliant, because when I don't know if we were at West Ham at the time, or we were at the latter end of Bolton. And he brought all different types of bibs, the gaffer. And what we did is we trained in one set of bibs for a certain amount of time, and then we trained in a different set of bibs, so then they could put it out for 2 different days. So we didn't have to train 2 days then. So we had 2 days worth of training in that one session. So
the bibs.
Yeah. Just because the bibs were changed, you know what I mean? I was like, that's another day training hard again in the weather, in this lovely warm weather, you know what I mean? But it's what we got off the back of it, you know what I mean? Like, we done it at West Ham the first year when we went there, and we come back and we played Cardiff away. I always remember Malky Mackay had a pop, you know, big Malky, like, great fella and that, and he'd had a pop of ours and that.
Cunt him.
Right, but I got on with him anyway, and he had a pop because we'd been out in Dubai and that, and like saying, oh, you know, with the suntans and all that type of stuff. So I'd scored, and as after I'd done the chicken and that, like, I'd run over and I just went, shouted to the physio, have you got anything for me sunburn here? He was looking at me, he weren't too impressed. I ran over, like, have you got something for me sunburn? I'm really sorry. So, like, that, again, just like them little things, but it brought like a togetherness.
Galvanisation.
Yeah, it was, and it re-energised you, you know what I mean? Because you come back, you've been nice, it's been nice being in the sun.
Yeah, you do feel better, don't you?
Yeah, when it's, you know, when the dull days all over the Christmas, when you just, you know, you're going for it, slog after slog, day after day, you know what I mean? And he didn't let up on us, Sam, you know what I mean? He was proper on us all the time. So they were the times where he could go and he can give you like a little bit of freedom, but also be in control of what we actually all do. But he used to come, because he used to bring Lynn over and stay in an opposite hotel, and then he used to come over in the morning. By God, he had some of the worst gear in the world. You know, to think like he'd walk in with these shorts on, a t-shirt like all over the place, his sunglasses like stuck to his head, like these worst flip-flops you've ever seen, and he'd be like, right, get them on the beach, like that, and then we're all in our gear, and he's walking around in summer gear, you know, he's just like, what's going on here?
We'll run them on the beaches.
Go on, off you go.
Would you, you know, if it ever got out of hand or something kicked off, was it always you that was?
Yeah, and he entrusted me with that, to be fair. It was one of them, you know, like I become like sort of his, you know, captain in the dressing room, and then when it got to a point where I thought, actually, you know, you actually need to know about this, but nine times out of 10 we can deal with it as players, can't you? You know what I mean? And if you've got a good group, and we did, you know what I mean? Like at Bolton, I had JJ, who I took the captaincy off mid-season when he was brilliant about it. I had Gary Speed, who was one of me, you know, closest mates and allies, if you like, who was there for me. He was the vice captain. But then, like, even before them, I had Goodney, I had Mike Whitlow, you know, Paul Warder, Dean Oldsworth. So you had lads who can control the dressing room. So I learned quite quick that, you know, you can do it and keep it in house, so that they don't have to get involved. You know what I mean? You don't want the staff involved.
Did you have that in you as a young lad? Were you like captain? Because you youngest Premier League captain, 24 were you?
Yeah, 23, yeah, just going on 24 I was, yeah. Yeah, I did, yeah. I captained, you know, all my sides throughout the school and everything else, won English trophies, and I won 2 English trophies in 2 years, so, and then, you know, captained the youth team at Bolton. That was what was so nice about it, because it was when Big Sam sort of come into the club, that's when it sort of motored me, you know. I remember he come to a game, and I was playing centre half. I was centre half at the time, and he was watching. Anyway, I'm playing well here. Got the ball, putting it down, passing it in through the lines, as they call it now. You know what I mean? Just passing it into midfield.
Just passing it forward 20 yards. Through the line.
Putting that ball in behind. Now it's a lovely long pass now, innit? You know what I mean? When anyone else does it. Anyway, yeah, doing all them little bits. Anyway, balls come down, you know, and know the way the centre halves will do that now. The ball's going, you run your 9 under. You know, you centre forward, in other words, but they're the 9s now. The 9s now, aren't they? 9s and 10s, where they were just the 9 and 10, where the 2 centre forwards years ago. Anyway, I've run him under, and anyway, I've got it like that, took it down on my chest, played it out to me right back. He has come, right? We're in, where I think it was Charlie. He has come from wherever it was, and he's going, hey! Hey! And I'm thinking, can't be me, that was a brilliant bit of play. And he's going, oh, you little... Right? I've gone, you fucking idiot! I've gone, all right, okay, yeah. And he's going, hey, he's shouting to whoever it was, I can't even remember who was on the line at the time. He's going, he's not a fucking centre half, him! He's not a centre half! And I was like that. I was going, oh God, thought I played well and playing well here. But yeah, that's the way he was, the way he wanted to be, and he wanted it to be simple for everybody. And yeah, he did. He made it. He simplified it. But to be fair, what he did, he put me on that year. At the end of the season, I think I played at Palace, Charlton, Fulham. There was one more. Can't think of the one at the moment. And I played in 3 different positions. I played on the right side of a 3 when I went on a Palace at the back 3. Then I played in centre midfield against Fulham, and the same against Charlton. And then
did he have a conversation with you saying you're not a centre half?
And he basically said to me after doing the bit, he said, I think you can play if I'm going to play as a 3, as on the right or as a centre. He said, but I wouldn't trust you. He said, you're a centre midfield lad. And I went, thank God for that, because I'd actually joined as a centre midfielder. But because I was 6'3", you know, all of a sudden Chris said, you know, I think you can play centre half as well for us. Which helped, because then it helps, I think, in your development anyway. I wasn't opposed to playing there, because I knew I could play centre mid, I knew I could play centre half. I felt comfortable wherever I was then, you know. And yeah, I always remember that. And that's the first time I thought, oh fuck, he is a lunatic, because he was going off his head. Like, it was like I'd done something wrong, and it was like the steam coming out of his ears. I think you remember the documentary what he'd done when we played Leicester.
Yeah.
Do you remember it? We went 2-0 down and got 2 men sent off. And he was upstairs and he comes flying down, but he had an heart rate monitor on. It was the first time he'd done it, like, as a thing. And apparently his spiking was like ridiculous. That's why he had that's why a lot of the stuff coming with the LMA, because they were testing it. And he'd done it on that game. We got 2 men sent off within 15 minutes and we're 2-0 down. We end up scoring in the last minute to draw 2-2, Michael Ricketts. I scored in the first half late on to get 2-1. And then we played 9 men against them and scored in the last minute with Ricketts. So you can imagine the emotions of a manager. On
Sam, you should actually be dead.
Yeah. Like, it was like unbelievable, but like, after that, I think they monitored them every day, because he was he was like, are you all right, Sam? Yeah. And then as soon as you see the red mist coming, you're like, oh shit, who's getting it? But yeah, thankfully it weren't me too many times.
Did he bring all the science and everything in from day one?
He was unbelievable at that, you know. He never gets enough credit for it, because we were well ahead of the curve. I mean, Arsene Wenger gets credited with it all the time, and look, he was doing brilliant things at Arsenal, but he had, you know, a budget which was way higher than ours and way bigger than ours. But we were like mixing it with them for 6, 7, 8 months. The only thing we couldn't mix it with them was the budget. But yeah, it was incredible to think, you know, because we were doing things, mate, which you wouldn't believe, you know, like when ice baths come in and getting lads in the ice baths, you know, how much that thing, but it become a sort of, this is part of us, we've got to do this, because if we don't do it, we're not ready for the next one. So just become part of the way the culture and everything else, what we were creating in the club. And it was just like, you know, this is what we do, you know, and if you don't buy into that,
Did you have a bit of resistance to start with?
Oh yeah,
Obviously the older,
from the senior lads
are like, fuck off, I'm not getting in.
What about this story then? So when on a Saturday, what they used to do then, they used to say, right, you can have Sunday, Monday off, but you have to go for a run on a Sunday or a Monday, whatever day you wanted to do it, but they preferred you to do it on the Monday. And remember Marshy, Ian Marshall? Mm-hmm. Remember Marshy, don't you? Brilliant lad, great lad, funny, one of the funniest ever. And he's like, and so we've got him, we've got Youri, we've got like Dean Oldsworth, we've got all good old school lads, Mike Whitlow, Goodney Bergs and Simon Charles, Anthony Barnes. We were doing really well in the league, so like he'd give us a couple of days off anyway. We'd gone in on the Tuesday. We're all just getting ready to start jogging around. But what they did, they give you a little number your polar belt, just to give you that to put on, and then when you brought in, they put your heart monitor, so, and then it just showed what you'd done. Anyway,
you can't get away with not doing it.
Can't get away with it. No, we couldn't get away with it then. No, well, they probably could. We probably could have, but we just didn't know because they were ahead of the curve with us. Anyway, so Marshy thinks he can get away with it. Right? So we're all jogging around the pitch. Anyway, the doctors, the medical team are all running out. It's like fucking stop, Marshy, stop, like fucking slow down. Come on, you need to come with us. Yeah, you need to come with us. And he's like, what's happened? He went, your fucking heart rate monitor. He said, it's up there. It's banging. Bollocks, I put it on my dog. He stuck it on his dog. And his dog running around. When he took the dog for a walk, the dog's like, obviously,
just like that. Tennis ball.
Bang on. I'll fucking show him.
How fit I am, mate. I swear it was ridiculous. But they're all like, wow. Anyway, obviously he's gone, bollocks, I put it on the dog. You know, just like, we're just keeled over. Even the gaffer's like, can't beat that, can you? You know what I mean? That's incredible. Yeah.
And would Sam just a fair play?
Yeah. I mean, like them moments, there's nothing you can say to that, is there? Because that's just genius, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just trying to be ahead of the curve. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Be kicking out the box.
Yeah. You got home and kick. You're fucking running too quick. Get dog a kick.
If we were going to have a quick break with a message from one company, who would you like it to be?
I think I'd like it to be NordVPN, please.
Yeah, well,
if that's all right with you two.
It's your lucky day.
Is it?
Oh,
brilliant.
Our favourites, NordVPN. If you're not using it, what you doing?
Tell you what, it is good for as well now with these new laws.
Know, don't you? I know what you're on about, John.
Oh,
you know the new
restrictions
on age verification and all that for certain sites.
right.
What I do, bouncer to Colombia, job done.
Well, if you don't know what NordVPN is, you can bounce your location to anywhere in the world. Perfect for watching sports abroad or watching abroad sports over here.
Yep.
One thing that I was wondering, is the security still watertight?
Is it?
Bank details, everything's still firmly
under
secured.
Lock and key. Extra protection for all your bank details and everything else associated. All you do, switch on your NordVPN. Happy days.
I think there's just one more question for me, but have we got a bit of an offer or?
Have we got an offer? All you're going to do is click that link in the description and you get a heavy discount and a 30-day money-back guarantee. I've not stopped using it. I've been using it for 3-4 years now.
Same.
Yeah.
I'll be using it
Cheaper
a lot
flights.
bloody more than what I used to. Mark my words.
So yeah, the link's in the description. Get yourself that heavy discount and a 30-day money-back guarantee with NordVPN. Who was ahead of you when you broke in? Who were you competing with?
Per had just left Per Franson, but he'd come back. So he was involved with us then. Then you had Robbie Elliott, who had signed from Newcastle for he was playing in that sort of defensive one. Gareth Farrelly, was another one. So we had like sort of a decent 3, you know, and it's funny because I played 38 games that first season when I turned 18, and we got to the playoff final. But in the first leg of the playoff, I wasn't playing. When we played West Brom, we were 2-0 down. We got it back to 2-2 anyway. The day of the game on the second leg, Robbie Elliott gets knocked out in the training session. The day of the game, where we were doing just like set pieces and that.
You're getting good.
Yeah, I just come from nowhere. No, I actually wasn't thinking, but I actually wasn't near him at the time. Robin, where me, mate? I was like, with stars in his eyes. But yeah,
paid somebody £100 just fucking knock the one on.
But he was a great lad, Rob. I must admit. I done his boots, and I was still doing his boots at the time, and I done his boots, Coxies, done good knees, done quite a few of them. Anyway, I thought, oh, I've got a chance here. I thought, Gaffer, he's not going to put me in, is he? Anyway, he put me in, and we won 3-0 and battered West Brom. And I'm thinking, will he give me the chance to play? And then, yeah, I played in the playoff final as well, and we won that comfortably against Preston. So it was mental, you know what I mean? Like when you look back at them days and you think, Robbie Elliott was back, he was ready, he was on the bench then, you know what I mean? And you think, are you going to give a lad who's been there, done it, $3.5 million. He was your top signing before he come in. He weren't actually the gaffer signing, but he was the biggest signing at that point for Bolton. So to leave someone of his stature at that point to
put his trust in
an 18-year-old trust was like unbelievable for me. You know what I mean? So it was like incredible. And repaid him a bit, didn't I?
So your first season, you had a season in the Championship and then you're a Premier League player.
Yeah.
Did you think going into that pre-season, you think if I play 10 games here, I'll be happy.
I'll tell you what I've done, mate. I went right. I got home and I actually didn't drink at the time. I never drunk till after my 18th birthday, really. So I didn't drink all that summer, really. I think I went away for a week, and that was it. And then that was it. I was on it like proper every day, training.
The booze,
bang, just going on.
Made me debut, that was it. I was on it.
I thought you said boots. The boots on and I was on it, yeah. No, but I did. I went away. I think I had a week away where I weren't really interested. All I was thinking is, I want to be in the Premier League and I want to play. And obviously him putting everything on it and then me getting in the gym and all that type of stuff, 18, 19, you know, you see the change in you right away all the time. And yeah, I just felt solid going into that season. Played my first game and I scored 2.
Yeah.
You know, we win 5-0 and you're like, wow, we're up and running, but you're thinking, I love that. I want more of that.
It's another confidence boosting.
Yeah,
I imagine going in, you're like, am I going to be good enough for the Premier League?
Yeah.
And then you come back like that and scored 2 goals on your first game.
And he's kept the faith in me, you know what I mean, to play me ahead of the lad, you know what I mean, because I'd had such a good pre-season. I think he's called, fucking hell, this lad's on it, and gone, right, go on then, what have you got? But by fuck, I didn't do it the next season.
See, I'd be the way I'd be dicking me, not like, I want more of this. I'd be like, fucking easy this. I've made it. Fucking press. Fucking shit.
Because I reckon a lot of people, 17, 18, that have been half open, Bolton didn't go up because
to get the
opportunity in the Championship next season.
Yeah.
So to have that mentality anyway.
Yeah. And I think, but that's the point, mate, you know what I mean? Like when I knew that we got up, I knew that we didn't have the resources and the funds to go bosh and start bringing players in. But what I didn't want, we had Per, myself, Gareth, Robbie, who else? I'm thinking. And then he started like sort of tinkering and bringing people to help us. And Youri was the biggest one who we brought in that year. Freddie Bobic coming. Freddie Bobic coming a bit later. Rod Wallace coming. So he matched it with a few like older ones, but they were never in my position, which was obviously brilliant for me. But like I said, if I didn't go in with that mentality, like I've got to go and prove him again, because I'd played 38 games in the champ, so I wasn't thinking I can go back to champ. I was thinking I've got to prove that I can play in the Prem for him now, and that was my biggest motivation. So to go, no, I'm on it. And because of obviously the way my family was, they were like just delighted, and they're like, yeah. So my brother, I was 19, brother's 14. He'd come running with me every day. He'd be and he'd get fit, and like I'd be blowing him away, and then he'd be like, "You're just getting stronger. I'm just getting worse." I'm going, "No, I'm getting stronger. Don't worry, you're all right." He was wanting to have a fight with me, you know what I mean? Because I was beating him in a race around the park, and I'm like, "Chill out, mate," you know what I mean? But he's always been a massive back into me. My brother, a big advocate of mine, still is, was like best mate. He was my best man at my wedding. He's 5 years younger, but yeah, he's my pain in the arse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a great lad. But even then, he was like, yeah, come on, we'll go for a run again. Like, or we'll do
Pushing
this. Or
you,
yeah,
right?
even at 14 and 15, yeah, he was still going. Yeah, come on, I'll go with you. Yeah, let's go. And but like, because the first week after you get off on a holiday, when he first goes, he can beat me, or he's there with me. You know what I mean? He's touching it, and then like he'll not come for a couple of days. I'll keep on going and doing, and next minute he'll come that next week, and then I'll blow him away, and he'll be like, "I'm not. I hate this. I hate you." And I'm like, "Mate, don't worry about it. You're gonna be all right."
Did you hear your big dunk on about Bob when you mentioned Bobic? Did you hear him speak last week?
Yeah, I'm not too sure that's true, mate.
Yeah.
I think that's because it's come from Steve Watson's one, which he talks about it saying it. But I was only 19 when they're talking about that, because Bobic only played for 6 months. I was only a young boy. So I can't like see that dunk wanted to hit me at that point. I can see it maybe a couple of years later. So it was different. It was maybe a bit different. But what they've done is they've gone with a story, and I've become the story.
Right.
So I'm not too sure that with what they're talking about and the way Watto says it and the way Dunk says it, I'm not too sure it's me.
The story is, for context, that Ferguson got sent off for laying out Freddie Bobic, but his excuse/reason was that he thought it was him, winding him up about the Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah. But there was the Liverpool Everton thing, obviously, but that was more with the Everton fans. That's what I'm saying. It sort of created a lot more around it. But I think it's just a good story. It sounds like a good story, doesn't it? I'm not too sure it is true, if I'm
I'm have
honest.
to Google what Bobic looks like.
Freddie Bobic, the German.
German, yeah.
German
look like
forward.
you?
German forward. Well, he might have had the mightn't he?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's it.
I think he spoke a bit of German. He might have said something in English which sounded like, with the scout. No, look, well, I'm 90% certain that it's not true.
How long was it until he started bringing the big hitters in? Okocha.
Youri was the first one, mate. Youri just come. He just won the World Cup, European Cup. He'd been into Milan, won everything, and he come in. We couldn't believe it. I was thinking, fucking hell, how's he done this? It's like Youri Djorkaeff, and he comes in. But what he used to do, he used to take them. We had the Reebok done, and then Reebok was all brand new, sparkly, and everything else. So it was great.
Yeah.
So they used to take them, put them in the hotel there. He'd meet them there, restaurant, overlooking the pitch. Everything's superb. Oh yeah, the training ground is locked up for the night. So what we'll do is we'll take you there in the morning or in the afternoon once you've signed. Do all your bits in the morning, and then we'll take you over to the training ground. And everyone's like, yeah. Obviously looking at the Reebok, looks great, doesn't it? As you're coming off the 61 day, you're going into it. You know what I mean? It looks beautiful, doesn't it? All lit up and all nice for the new arrivals. You know what I mean? Then you've got the nice hotel off the back of it. That's where they used to wine and dine them. Anyway, next day, sign everything, come into it, and then you just see them turn up, and it was just all these porter cabins around Exton and everything else, and they're like, one of them, you're like, what have I done? You know, half the pitches were bare, you know what I mean? There wasn't even grass on the pitches. Like Youri Djorkaeff's like, been done here a bit, I think. But yeah, I mean, Youri come in, and to be fair, he was incredible. His work ethic and the way he wanted to do it, and he wanted to come and like prove that he could do it in the Premier League, was brilliant. And like, he put all that to a side. That didn't bother him. So, you know what I mean? Like, all the porter cabin stuff, being every day doing that, the food, everything. He just went, all right, okay, let's do this.
And would he be getting paid top Prem wages?
I think he was the big money, yeah. I think because that's what we done. We brought Bosman, that's what he was able to do. I think they were called Bosmans at that time. You know, we bring them in and give them the bigger money. So the JJ was the same. You know, we had Campo was the same. Even at Pep, at one point, I'm 99% sure that he had Pep, and Pep ended up going to either Qatar, wherever he went after. But he had Pep in the building.
I think he told us that, actually.
Yeah. And we were like, Pep Guardiola as well. He's taking the piss now. We've had Campo for there, we've had JJ, we've had Djorkaeff, we've had all the. Can't get Guardiola now. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was.
It's unbelievable how he did it. Anelka was.
Nico, yeah. He was one of the best, Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great lad. Everyone called him the sulk and that, but great lad. Great in the dressing room. Standards, everything brilliant, top notch. Wanted everyone to do it right. So he was brilliant for me as a captain, because he was like on people as well. And like, so you got your like African or your French contingent who all speak your French and that, and he was always the one. So if I had like a little bit of a problem, Nico, shall we have a little word with him? And he'd be like, yeah, don't worry, I'll do it. And he was like, yeah, because he wanted to drive the standards and he wanted
like
to keep it better.
Perspective from outside was always a bit of a one on his own.
Because he looked like he was always
bastard.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect him to have that relationship with you as a captain and sorting lads out.
Yeah, no, he would. He'd help you out with that, and like he'd be there. So even on the nights out when we go out and have the do where we'd have a bit of food in Manchester and then have a couple of drinks and everything afterwards, he'd always be there. One of the first there as well. Campo the same, Aero the same. You know, they were always there because they were like well in, bought into culture and that.
These are all absolute legends of football, but you think he got lucky with, because they didn't just come for the payday, did they? Or they did get the payday, but they busted the balls as well. They weren't like, oh fuck it, I'll just go Bolton and get weighed in. And
and I think that was the big thing. I think when we're talking about culture and structure of the club, and he sold them, he had like this sell of what we look like and why we were where we were. And if you weren't going to buy into that, then there's no point in coming. So I think they all knew what was expected of them, because Ivan had gone through a bit of tough time for the years previous before, with his health, mental health and stuff like that. And that's what we were able to help him with and give him an environment where he could thrive in. And that's why he holds Bolton so dearly and speaks so highly of Sam and everything else.
As well.
Because he plays centre half. Jesus. Oh. I was like,
it was one of them, match it day when they put ring round you and point all your mistakes out.
Yeah.
Look, he has come for a fucking payday.
But he made that sort of centre midfielder his own, and that's sitting one what we needed, and then just become one of the idols and legends of Bolton, and rightly so, because he's a top guy, but brilliant in the dressing room. Fernando come, and it was unbelievable because Nando come in and like really, really, it's just simple stuff and that and everything else, and the way he's seen football and everything else, he just come in and he was like, and first few, like, because he come in January, only stayed for 6 months, but in the end he was just like running games for us.
Is there any of the new signings needed the wings clipped? You're saying all the lads that you mentioned embraced it. Is there any that came in and thought probably a little bit too big for the boots?
No, because we had a like real like structure put in place where like Mike Ford, who probably the gaffer mentioned, he was massive. He went to Chelsea and was part of the rebuild of under Abramovich. He was part of that, our structure and everything, how it should look. And he was massive in that. And the biggest thing is that you bring good lads into the dressing room. So very rarely did we get it wrong, or did they go off piece to sort of get someone in. It was like if they didn't match the culture and what we are and the way we are, then it was a no-go.
What was your relationship like with Sam as when you went on to be his captain, in terms of that mindset and galvanising the play? Would you have separate meetings where it's like, this is what we're trying to achieve, this is the mindset, I need you as my captain to distill that?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, we used to probably meet up a lot more at Bolton than we did when we were at West Ham. At West Ham, it was just more if there was, something which I thought that it was out of my control then, and he needed to step in, then I'd have a chat with him. But more often than not, it'd just be like, we'd just sit and have a bit of lunch, and I'd be like, listen, you might need to have a bit of a chat with him because he's down, and it might be because he's not been playing, the lad, and I can't give him the answers or anything. Then it's got to come from the manager. That I can only for that first week or two go, listen, keep your head up, you're doing all right, but give him all the G up, and gaffer likes you, I know he does this and that, or whatever it is you're saying. So then it becomes his problem, you know what I mean? And it's like just giving him the heads up on that. Look, you might just want to pull him in and have a little bit of a chat to G him up and sell him something, So
did you ever get any stick for being like the son of?
Yeah. Not the son of.
Is he? Kev Allardyce.
Monday, we went for lunch yesterday, haven't we?
The snitch, the grass, looking at everything. Yeah, I got it all, mate. Yeah, but I think it was hard when I first went into West Ham. That was the hardest because they give me the captaincy right from the off, and Scotty was still there, and he was captain the year before, so they'd already announced it, and Scotty hadn't left, so Scotty was still there for a good, well, he was good through all the pre-season, and then for most of the August until he left to go to Tottenham. It was tough then because, you know, you had all the lads the Cockney boys who, you know, like Noble, then you had the two young ones below him who were Jack Collison and Tonks, who used to follow Noble, and then you had Noble who used to follow Parker, you know what I mean? And they were all closely knit, and so it was that, you know, you had to break that, and they had to sort of see that I'm not here to have a you know, to be the gaffer's snitch or to go in and go, oh yeah, this and that's what's happening. And I think they found it quite.
How did you break
quickly? Well, just being me, just doing what we done, you know, it was just normal, because what you go into a club sometimes, don't you, with preconceived ideas, and that's what we had because they'd been relegated, you know, and then people tell you things about players or instances and what's happened during the season and everything else. So, you know, there was a lot of, you know, negativity around it, and what we have to do to try and bring it back and get it back, to get us back in the Prem. And it was amazing because, like, there's players who were in there who were sort of seen as, you know, the bad eggs, if you like, you know what I mean, the ones who you don't want, and they were actually the ones who were the good ones, you know what I mean. Yeah. And you go, so like Sam would go to me, there's a hit list there where we think there may be a few problems, and then I'd go back and go, no, like, you got that wrong with him and him. He's all right. He'll come to the party, but we've got to do this. And but yeah, that one, you're probably right with him.
Can you give us any examples?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll give you one. And it's a great story actually, because remember Julien Faubert, right? Yeah. There was a great story of him. He went to Real Madrid on loan, and he said he fell asleep on the bench. So there's an actual thing with Julien Faubert, like, on the bench, and he's like, and it looks like he's asleep. So I've said to him, Jules, what happened there? And he went, I closed my eyes. Well, they were going through a bit of a bad time at the time, so they were the media were looking, for stories. He said, and I've just done that. Just sat back, just thinking. He said, and they've said that I've gone fully asleep. So there's a story around it. If you Googled it or whatever it is, it's on. And he's always denied it. And I went, you probably had a little snooze, didn't you?
Yeah, just a little nap.
But he was a great lad. But he was one who the gaffer thought he might be one we have to get rid of. But he was brilliant. Played in the playoff final and everything to get us promoted. So it just shows you, someone going, oh yeah, he might be one you look out for trouble. Mm. But no, he was real good lad.
It's not a bad loan move, that, is it?
No.
West Ham to Real Madrid.
Yeah. Carlsberg did loan move. Fucking hell. No wonder the fucking fans were on him. Like, where got this come from?
Did Sam not try and take you to Newcastle when he went? Or
was he not
allowed?
They wouldn't have let him.
Yeah.
Phil Garza wouldn't let him, because to be fair, it was sad because he left under a bit of a black cloud in the end, and them two were, tight as cramp, if you like, and really close. And then because of obviously the constant pressure of Sam wanting Phil to get more investment and to make the team better, that's why he ended up leaving when he did. I never thought I'd play again for him, if I was honest.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be it, because I thought after Newcastle, I then went to Newcastle and we were doing well, and it was only when he got the West Ham job it sort of materialised. It was quite interesting, really.
So any beautiful relationship, you all have your ups and downs, don't you? You must have sometimes argued like fucking cat and dog.
And that's where the acceptance from all the West Ham lads come, because I'd be the one who if he was having a pop with the lads or whatever, I'd be the one who'd go at him, or I'd be the one who would have the argument with him. And if one of the lads got fined or whatever, I'd be the one who'd go in and speak to them and be an advocate for the player and say, look, Gaff, I think that's a bit harsh, like this has happened or whatever, because we used to have some hefty fines in the group, because it all used to go towards the trips, you know what I mean? so
Gaffer, he's just done that. It wants put actually later gram that, Gaffer.
And do my tricks up for himself,
That's a bottle of vodka at Ocean Beach, that, Gaffer. Fucking double it up.
But I bet that obviously helped with, like you said, when you went to West Ham, kind of them issues, what you think some of the other lads might have. about your relationship with him. If you're having that open firing session, it kind of puts more trust towards you.
Look, I always knew where to take it, and I always knew how far I could go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At first, I didn't. I realised quite quick when I was 19, 20, I think it was. Yeah, it was the second season in the Prem, and it was a real eye-opening moment for me, which obviously was massive in our relationship moving forward, because I knew how far I could take him. And you know how it is on a Thursday, you're training and you put the side out, and anyway, I'm not in the 11. And I'm thinking, I'm not in the 11. Like, fucking hell. So I'm, fuck off. I'm not having this. So I'm like, that fucking ball's coming to me. I'm just getting it, passing it, fucking doing the bare minimum. I'm there fucking tripping over my lip as I'm going there. Anyway, I'm like, I'm fucking going to go in and see him. I'm not having this. I am not having this. Anyway, he's gone through everything. He's doing all the bits what he'd do on a Thursday, and I'm not in the team. I'm thinking, I'm not having this, no chance. Anyway, fucking session's finished. I'm going in, I'm walking in. As I'm walking in, I'm going like that, right? I'm going to get changed, going to get ready. As he's walking, he went, Nobby, just dead calm. He's like, Nobby. I went, yeah, and he's going, come and see me in 5 minutes. And I've gone, yeah, no problem, Gaff, yep. Walked in, I'm going, fucking right, I'm coming to see you. I'm going to see you. Don't you worry about that. I'm coming in to see you.
This is on my turn, not yours, Sam.
I'm coming in to see you. Yeah, I'm definitely coming in to see you. Definitely told him like that, fucking psyching myself up, all the lads are like that. Anyway, he was fucking gone. I walked out, got changed and walked out, put all my new kit on. As I walked in, he has just got me, bosh. Put me up against the wall. Don't you ever toss one of my sessions off like that ever again. And I've gone, that's what I was coming in to say, Gaffer, I'm sorry. Absolutely went. Yeah, I was coming to say, I'm warning you, lads. So yeah, it was like that was a real eye-opening moment of how far I can take the Gaffer. So I never ever took it that far ever again. So as you can imagine, for the rest of our time together, I never tossed the session off again. But yeah, it was quite funny because I was going in all angry, thinking, yeah, I'm gonna fucking tell him. And yeah, mate, I was off the floor. I think at one point when he first started, because he must have been that angry. But it was just the cool calmness of, Nobby, come and see me in 5 minutes, mate. You know what I mean? And then he was just, mate, as I walked in, bosh, right up against the wall, yeah.
We're going to have a very quick break, gentlemen, to bring a message from Saley.
What is Saley, Chris?
What is Saley? But I'm glad you asked me, John. It's the eSIM that you just install on your phone, get on the Saley app, get the eSIM on your phone. Perfect for going abroad. I know you've used it recently, haven't you, Chris? I used it in Portugal and I saved probably 10 times the amount that I would have paid for data roaming.
Because it can be, it's like an hidden bloody...
cost.
Yeah, it's an hidden extra to your holiday, innit?
Wasn't relying on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, just straight
which was
on
a big thing.
Ideal. You take it for granted, don't you, that you can, when we have our phones at home, you can get internet wherever you want, but then when you go abroad, you've got them roaming charges. As soon as you get to airport, you're getting new SIMs or whatever. None of that with Saley. Just go into the app, turn on your eSIM, internet, wherever you are.
It was very good. Highly recommend.
Because, I mean, depending on how many's going, everybody's got a phone, haven't they? If I go on holiday with family, there's 6 phones going.
Yeah, good point.
So 6 times your roaming charges and all that.
And as well as that, there is the extra web protection as well, which keeps you secure no matter what you're browsing.
Which is important.
Oh, is it? You don't want people, especially abroad, you don't want people getting into your bank details and stuff like that. It'd be a nightmare contacting your bank and everything. Yeah, so all you need to do is download the Saley app in the App Store, scan the QR code or click on the link in the description. Using the code COSH, get 15% off your first purchase.
That will pay for itself in a day.
Yeah. Kids, you get home, oh my God, what have you lot been doing?
Yep, exactly. It's happened to me many, many times.
It cost price at bloody holiday.
I'd hang my hat on it. You won't be disappointed.
Scan the QR code, link in the description, download the Saley app in the App Store. Code COSH. Really forgot that then.
Point.
Did Sam leaving Bolton plant a seed with you with his reasons, like the lack of ambition?
No, not at all. I thought that we still had the opportunity, you know, and with Sammy going in, it was going to be an opportunity for us to sort of, you know, crack on really. Because I thought Sammy would just keep the, you know,
Keep the ball rolling.
Keep the ball rolling, yeah, basically. But he wanted to change quite a bit, and then like obviously, it probably went a bit too quick, and that's why he went probably too quick, because I think he wanted to change things, but he wanted to do it right now, and I think it was one of them, the structure and everything, and what he'd been telling us, and him doing the training for us. It was like, you know, I know you want to go to a more possession base and you want to do that, and that's fine, but like, let's bit by bit incorporate it. You've been, you know, jumping on this for the last 4 years with the gaffer, and now you're saying, oh no, we're going to bin that and we're going to go this way. Now I know you've got a philosophy, but I think when you come into a new club, you've got to sort of embrace what's been going on there, and then sort of try and make it better, or try and change it in slowly implementing it, because we're in a club which was broken. It's not a club which was struggling in the bottom three or anything. So there's nothing where you go in and you go, this is what we've got to change right away. It was something where you just sort of carry on, and then I'll just add that and I'll add that. A bit like what De Zerbi did when Potter left Brighton. You know, he just went and added a little bit more to what was already on the tin.
Did you feel at all that when Megson came in, there was a bit of you were Allardyce's man in the changing room, or was he working with you?
Is this
Did he embrace? Yeah.
Yeah, when Gary come in, he come in with no one, so I was sort of like his man, if you like. I was like his assistant, if you like. I was like someone who he'd lean on, what you think, you know, what you think of this, and I'm like, listen, your lads are good, and to be honest, Gary was really good. I enjoyed working underneath him.
And what age were you at this point when Gary came in?
I would have been 25, 26.
So you're still quite young then.
Yeah,
But
yeah. He come in, and then we got it. We still had the European Cup run, where we should have fielded a better side, but we were sort of just hovering above the relegation. So we beat Atletico over 2 legs, and then we played Sporting, and he sort of sent a second string out, if you like, and left us all behind, because we had Wigan on the weekend, and we ended up losing both. So he didn't come in with like all the fans going, oh yeah, Gary Megson. Yeah. So them little moments sort of went against him.
Gary Megson, you're a wanker, I remember, on his first game.
Was it?
First game?
Yeah, he got
first
it, yeah.
Game.
Yeah, it was quite powerful, yeah, towards him. And I think that's why he needed us as players to be on side with him right away. So that's why he probably did, you know, it was quite a masterstroke by him. But I like Gary, you know, I like his dad was a really good gentleman, and I liked working under him. But what happened is that we played Blackburn away. We win them 1-0, lost the goal really late on, and it absolutely, I just went off in the dressing room at the end of the game, like having a pop and everything else. And unbeknown to me, he brought Chris Evans in from then he's the lad from Wolves who spent a lot of time at Wolves. He brought him in as a sort of someone to not more mainly on the grass, but to be all the other side of it, really, you know, the office side of it and all the transfer and everything side of it. Anyway, my mate who used to do a lot of work for me, he was my agent in the early days, but is now a really good friend, Mark Curtis. He was in the hotel in the De Veers when they got back, and Chris and Gary were staying there, and they'd said to him, he's too strong in the dressing room, too powerful, we probably need to move him on. And Mark was like, okay, well, I found that difficult but what had happened is Joey Barn had just done his metatarsal for Newcastle. So he'd already put a call in to Newcastle, and they said, yeah, they'd like to do the deal. And then that's how it went. And then he rang me and went, would you like to go to Newcastle? And I was like, I'm not too sure. What's up? And he went, well, this is what I've been told me that story. And I went, right, let's go to Newcastle then. And then that was it. Mm-hmm. But it's incredible because I didn't even mention it to my missus. Drove home, having me lunch, drove home. Said to me, my dad and brother come up with me the first night. But I'd bought her a box for the Pussycat dolls with all her mates. So they were all in ours when I got there, getting ready to go on a bus waiting outside for them. And I've just gone to her, I'm going to Newcastle. And my daughter's running around. She's only 2 years old. And I've just gone, yeah, I'm going to Newcastle. And she's like, what do you mean? Oh, I'm going to sign for Newcastle. So it's obviously she's getting ready, and like now it's triggered. Like as I'm getting in the car, she's out the window going, what do you mean you're going to Newcastle? Like, what do you mean? Like, are you coming back? And I'm like, probably not. I didn't go back for 4 months. You know, like, because I signed, and then that was it. Stayed there, you know, because we were in the shit the way we were. Yeah, that's how crazy it is.
I wish I knew a Pussycat Doll song. You know,
Push the button, that's all I could.
No, that's not them. That's a Thomas
Oh, is it
Kane.
not?
I know.
Looking back on that, though, do you think there was an element of them being right? Do you think you had too much power?
I had their back. I thought I had their back. You know, like I thought, you know, he'd used me like that since I'd gone into the dressing room. So, or since he'd come into the club. So, I didn't know no less. So, if he didn't want me to do that, all he had to do is call me,
have a conversation
with me, and he did in the end, because when we got relegated by Newcastle, he rang up and said, "Would you come back?" So he obviously realised that he was missing something in the dressing room when I actually left. So yeah, it was just unfortunate. It was unfortunate, really. But look, I can't take away my time at Newcastle. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. You know, even like going back to it now, relegation was probably the best thing what happened to the club at the time. So I could get the people out who didn't want to be there, who shouldn't have been there, and then it was able to set something up, which is now where I feel we built that sort of foundation again for Newcastle to get to where they are now. And it's great to look at and watch and see now, you know, because it's an unbelievable club with unbelievable fans, the people in the club, you know, who actually work there day to day, the way they love it, you know, being there when you're at the ground and everything else, or when you're around the city, you know, to do what I did in the 2 years was incredible. So I'm delighted that we got them back, and then I had them seasons with them.
Did you get captain's armband?
I had always captain there, yeah, as well, yeah.
Straight away?
Not straight away, no, because I went in the Premier League, and you know, I had some big hitters there then, you know, Nicky Butt, Michael Owen, Mark Viduka, Damien Duff, Alan Smith, as I mentioned earlier on, you know, Colaccini did both, the Argentinian did both, lad the boy. So I had some squad.
Was it a surprise that Shearer couldn't keep you up? I know he only had a few games, but you hear stories about what happened with Owen and...
Yeah, he had 8 games, and it was well enough. And he should have kept us up with the squad we have. But I think he was let down by a few people. But only in my opinion, that's not what Alan says. You know, I think Alan got it wrong a lot of the times, because he come in with a couple of preconceived ideas about the club. You know, because he knew it, because he knew Newcastle, and you come in. But I think when you go into a club, you've got to give everybody a sort of clean slate. You've got to sort of go. You can't think, oh yeah, well, he's been being an egg all year long. I can't use him. You know what I mean? And I think that's where he come. And I think if he would have come in with a clean slate and just went, right, this is what I'm going to do, and everything else, and I think he just got some things wrong. A few big moments wrong. Like I mean, and it's nothing big, but we've done like bleep tests like 5 days before the season, end the season game, you know, which is, if we draw the game, we stay in the Premier League, and then he becomes the hero of staying up, you know. So you've got to get them moments right. And I think, you know, we brought in Ian Dowie, whereas I thought he didn't probably need to bring in Ian Dowie, because he had Chris Hughton, who's an excellent coach, and Colin Calderwood still, you know, in the building. Not really doing much, so I just think he got just a few bits wrong. But obviously, because when you're a sort of rookie manager, if you like, it was his first gig, his first goal. He wanted the goal because it was Newcastle.
So you did a bleep test 5 days before the last game of the season?
Yeah, but really, yeah, that's the end of that season. Yeah, the end of it, just before the.
What? Like, come on now.
Now, what you doing with them results?
Well, I think he thought that no matter what, he was going to have the team for the next season anyway. So he had a list. He had a hit list, right? It's fair to say I was on it. Get him out. There was a few of us on it. A good few of us, Andy Carroll, all them. Even if we went to the champ to get us all out.
Really?
Yeah. It was quite interesting when we found it. Yeah.
Did him and Barton not get on?
He was here.
Him and Barton not get on?
Oh no, they had a run in. Well, it weren't more him. It was obviously Joey got sent off at Liverpool, and obviously Al was gutted, and I think Al said a few bits, and then at the end of the match, and then Joey said something back, and then Ian Dowie got involved, and it's sort of become a bit of a slanger match between Joey and Ian and Alan, you know.
What do you mean you found the hit list? Like, I'm just imagining you finding a bit of paper down back at the couch.
You're on it. Fucking hell, you're on it as well.
At least I'm worth more than you to him. And that's what it was like, yeah.
Al, you missed him off. He should be on it. In a different colour pen.
Oh, yeah. Exclamation mark. Definitely
Red
not a
cross.
Funny, man.
As captain, you know, senior pro leader, you've got, I'm just thinking, Niall Ranger, Ravel Morrison, two unbelievable talents that we've heard about.
Yeah.
How hard did you try? Which were the most frustrating? The two of them in two different...
Ravel, the most frustrating, definitely, because the talent the boy has is incredible. The amount of times he can meg you and do it again, and as experienced pros, he still gets you to run in, and he just sucks you in and then just rolls it in, and with the way he does it is incredible. And then there's a little cheeky laugh and grin when he done it. Niall was Niall. You know, he thought that once he broke into the team that was it then, and it was just all going to flow and come to him. And I think he's a lovely lad. I really enjoyed working with him, and the same with Ravel. But yeah, there's that frustration because, you know, I think Niall was saying that he was going to score 100 Premier League goals to me when he was a young boy, and I was like, you'll do very well to score 100 Premier League goals, mate, let me tell you. And he was like, nah. But that was the confidence in him, and I liked that. I liked all that. I liked them being like that. I liked them having that little bit of, you know, the bragging about themselves and a bit of confidence and everything and arrogance about him. But it was just as off the field stuff, you know, again, and the same with Ravel. If they could get that right, and they could live right off the field, then there was no doubt that they would be able to make an impact in the top division. It's quite funny, actually. I got a text off Niall not so long ago when I took the job at Northampton, and he's playing for Kettering now, and Kettering beat them in the FA Cup. So I got a text and he was like, Nobby, how are you, man? I haven't heard from him, you can imagine, for about 2 years. And he's like, hope you're all right. You need to get me in because I bullied your centre halves and made them look like kids. And I was like, so he hasn't lost his confidence anyway. But that's the type of lad he is, and it's great when I see him. I love seeing him because I do catch up with him every now and then. But yeah, and I haven't seen Ravel at the moment, but yeah, what a talent he was. Yeah. What a talent. And I think everybody said that he was, you know, shared a pitch with him or shared training grounds or whatever. You know, the Man United lads, the way they talk about him.
Would you have those one-to-ones?
Oh, mate, we had one of the best. We played Oxford in pre-season, me and Nobes, and him played in the centre midfield, and we were excellent, really good, really gelled, really, really good. I was thinking, this is it. So we've got him, and he was enjoying it because we were playing and everything else, and he was like, and we sat on the back of the bus with him on the way from back to Oxford, back to the bowling, and as we're on the back of the bus, and me and Nobes like, yeah, you know, Rav, this could be us, or this could be the three for next season. You know, you just ripping it up. We'll do a lot of you running for you. I'll score goals. Nobs will get his bit on the ball and all that. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I think they're brilliant. Superb. It was like, yeah, got him. Come in the next morning, in at 10:30, whatever it was. No sign of Rav. So you get the liaison officer on, ringing him. No sign. Didn't hear from him for about 3 or 4 days again. Then he just walks in on the Monday and he's like that. Oh, you lads, you all right? We're like, where have you been, Rav? And he's like, I had to go home, innit? That's it. No explanation. I had to go home. That's it. And I was like, and then I was like, but me and Nose were like, I thought we had him, Nose. And Nose was like, I know. So we felt disappointed, you know what I mean? And then in the end, it was just like, the one what got us, the Christmas one, so Sam used to give us Christmas Day off, and then we'd all meet in the evening, and then we'd just jump on the coach and then go to the hotel, have a bit of food or like snacks, and then go straight to bed. So it'd be like 8 o'clock, so that everyone could have time with the families, and then you're all there together for eating. Well, so you're not overindulging, you know, all that type of stuff was his big thing, is like the aftermath, because everyone's still celebrating and enjoying it. Get yous all away and get yous in your beds, and then it makes it easier. So all the lads were there, obviously we're all there. 8 o'clock comes, no sign of Rav. He said he was having Christmas in his flat in London, Canary Wharf. So obviously that's only round the corner, and we were staying in Canary Wharf. So I'm like ringing Tim now, and I'm like to Tim, just tell him that he can meet us then at the the hotel.
Who's Tim?
He was our liaison officer at the time. Just tell him that he can meet us at the hotel. He doesn't have to come to ground now. Just leave his car there, and then you can get the car over for him in the morning. And he was like, yeah, okay. So we're trying to I'm still trying to be a bit diplomatic with it. Anyway, comes to 8:30, he's still not there, and no one can get hold of him. We're all ringing him, no one can get hold of him. So Tim's then gone round to his flat. No one's in his flat. So he's actually gone home to Manchester, not told anyone, and then not bothered to tell us that he weren't turning up. Didn't end up turning up. So we're all waiting for over an hour. So all the lads are like, this is like pathetic now, like this is getting way beyond. And I think that's where it all just starts to unravel for him. And not to, excuse the pun, but it starts to unravel for him. And everyone was like, you know what, we've tried, Rav, come on, mate, you've got to start giving us something back. And it was a shame. It was a shame, but he's a great kid. He's a great kid. And yeah, just unfortunate that he's not had the career what he should have.
Did you take Andy Carroll under your wing early doors?
Well, not under my wing. I think Andy was he had that mentality that he wanted to be Newcastle's number 9. So and he wanted to be involved, you know what I mean? He wanted to be involved with all the lads and he could handle it. So he was one of them who, he was quite funny. He wanted to be a part of it. So he wasn't afraid to put his front foot forward and show that he could do it, and he did it. So obviously in the champ, when he's doing it and scoring goals, he obviously becomes one of your main men in the dressing room and the changing room. So he's one who, I wouldn't say I was just sort of like a big brother to him. That's the sort of relationship we had.
Did he come to you when the Liverpool bid come in?
Yeah, I was with him. Or he come back to my house. Because the agent at the time was my agent, so he was at my
Was it deadline day that you went?
Deadline day, yeah.
I remember.
It was mad because Tottenham were bidding, Liverpool playing, playing. It was sort of, two-horse race of where to go and all that. And he was but Andy still at the time, I think he's admitted it recently, he didn't want to go. He was desperate to stay at Newcastle. He wanted to stay at Newcastle, but obviously Mike Ashley and that were like, no, you've got to go. And he ended up picking Liverpool. Don't know why.
His big brother sorted that out.
No, but it was great. Yeah, so he was in ours because they were obviously all the press and everything were trying to find them, and he was at my house. They didn't actually look too hard, did they? Let's be honest, because he's been living with me for a long time as well. But yeah, and then that was him. He was gone. It was mad because you sort of, the squad what we had, you see it disbanding, and you're thinking, wow, this could be that's a big hit for us because how we started. We beat some good teams, big teams at our place as well. We were for the first season back. You're like, this is something you could build, because I'd seen it with Bolton. I was thinking this could be something which, is going to be great with this sort of core of 5 or 6 players what we've got. But no, it was quickly done with Andy leaving in the January, and then I left in the summer, which is again quite a funny story.
What, are you leaving? You leaving?
Yeah, well, obviously not funny, but it is funny in the end because it sort of styles with what happened when I was at Bolton going to Newcastle. I was offered a 2-year deal on top of me 2 years what I had left, and shook hands with Derek Lambias, and then it was taken off when I was about to go and get my operation in London. The deal was taken off the table. So this is with about a week to go over the season. Anyway,
nothing to do with the operation?
No, nothing to do with that. It was only a clear out of my ankle. It was just a normal routine one just to get it ready so I'd be ready for pre-season the following year. Anyway, we go away. I'll go away with Harpo, Steve Harper, and his wife, and my wife got on really well, and we were in Dubai. So we went to Dubai for 10 days. And it was roasting. I hated every minute of it because it was just every time you walk out of the hotel, you're just sweating. So I was so uncomfortable until the night came, and so we were just in the pool anyway. Get a phone call, and to me mate, he rings and he goes, and he's Sam Allardyce's agent, and he went, West Ham. I went, go on. And he went, Big Sam's about to go in there. He's just doing the deal now. Would you go? And I just went, yeah. Right away I went, yeah, definitely. And he went, right, okay then, let's get it sorted, we'll get it done. Put the phone down. Saying to me, miss that. Oh, by the way, we're going to West Ham. She went, we're not. She went to me, we're not. I went, babe, we are. She was like, we're not. So we're sat now. Steve Harper and his missus are on the sunbeds, and we're sat there now and around the pool, and she's going, we're not going to West Ham. I'm going, shh. One of them, like, no one knows yet, you know what I mean? Like, calm down a bit. It hasn't been done yet. And I'm going, but we are. And she's like, we're not. I've just now, and she's like, I've only just got a friend in Newcastle. I've only just started to
Sugar Babes are playing next week.
Yeah. And she was like, so I've just gone again like that. Just dropped a bomb on it. Like, we're going to West Ham. So I've not took her from Liverpool all the way up to Newcastle, and now I'm taking her from Newcastle all the way down to London. And she's going, well, I'm not going. And I'm going, you are going. So then I was just going, do you want me to take the kids? I went, you're probably best. So he's now, like, he's in the pool with my kids and his kids playing around, trying to keep them away from it. While me and her are having an argument about me going to West Ham, and she's saying I'm not going. But I was like, well, I am. Yes, safe to say she wasn't too happy, but she come around. By the end of the holiday, she was accepting it, but very reluctantly, but in a way where we could enjoy the rest of the holiday together.
Can you see, looking back, how why she felt like that?
Yeah, I can't believe like I had the audacity to like just say yes, Sam, yeah, done, no problem, yeah, bang, gone off the
No
horse.
conversation.
There was no conversation, and I didn't go, hold on, let me call you back in half an hour. You know what I mean? Like, let me have just a chat with my missus, and like, I'm with a few friends, so I'll have a little chat with them, see what they are.
Even as a token, that'd have gone a long way.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
I know. But I can't for the life of me think why I didn't do that. But it was just like, because I'm thinking, Sam, yeah,
I
there's
know
a
why.
deal there.
Because if you'd have said, I'm sorry, my missus says I can't, they'd be like, fuck off, yeah. Go some
Yeah,
fucking
imagine if I rang
bollocks.
back, I'm going, yeah, I think I'll be all right with that. Let me just check, and then go, oh no, I can't do it. They're like, what? But yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, incredible looking back now. Incredible.
How was it looked at from Newcastle's point of view, the fans?
Fans were great. I think the fans knew because they had a real big problem with Mike Ashley and Derek Lambias anyway. So I think they knew that it was sort of, I was sort of not pushed, but like they were happy to get rid of me. You know what I mean? As well as because they sold Andy, then it was me, and then like bit by bit we all just started leaving. Slowly but surely, you know, that sort of core group, yeah.
Like you said, that what was being built, just dismantled.
Yeah, but obviously Mike had lost his love for it at that time, so he was never ever going to be investing in it. It was more just what can he take out of it while he's waiting for someone to come and invest in it.
Did you ever have much to do with him?
Yeah, we had a couple of like time, well, a couple of nights with him, and he was always okay. He was always okay. Yeah,
Didn't get a new
really
contract on them nights out, did you?
No. Unfortunately, not. We were supposed to go out the night that Andy's car got burnt out. He got burnt out on my thing, and we were supposed to be meeting Derek and Mike that night. And obviously we couldn't because as we were getting ready, there was a bit of a problem when my missus is sitting there with my newborn, our sonny like that, breathing. And she went, Kev, there's a like orange glare in the just coming off the mirror there. Have a look what that is. As I've looked, I went, Andy's car's on fire. And I was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, actually what? And I've run up to Andy because he was staying with me at the time. And I've gone, mate, your car's on fire. And he's gone, shut up, you're knobhead. And I was like, mate, I'm telling you now, have a look. Mate, we're both just standing there outside the window and going, and he looked at me and he's gone, what's happened there? I don't know. And we were just like, yeah. And then, that's it. I can't really go deep and divulge into that because of circumstances, but yeah, that was like obviously an experience. And then we had Steve Harper come round because I was renting Steve Harper's house off him at the time, and he just bought a new one and was renting that house, so I took that over. And he just got it too. But to be fair, it needed to be burnt out because it was chrome. It was chrome. Yeah. He got it chrome.
Come on, Andy.
It was a Range Rover, chrome Range Rover. He got it kitted out in a chrome. So I said, to be fair, mate, they've done you a favour, haven't they? Really,
dripping chrome.
Does he like his coffee, Mike Ashley? Because that's the only question I want to ask him. Like, that is too big a mug, innit?
What, the Sports Direct?
The Sports Direct coffee mug.
Pint in
They're
it.
far too big. There's too much coffee there.
I love a cup of tea in them mug. I do. I've got one that's sitting around. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I don't stop drinking tea. Don't stop drinking tea. Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm
but
just asking the question: why did he make it so big?
Was Andy staying with you on request of the club to look after him?
He'd been put out on bail. From a misdemeanor, shall we say. And he, again, I just got a phone call saying, can you? And again, I rang my missus and went...
Call from who?
from Andy's agent.
Right.
Just asking if I would be okay if he comes and lives with me, because he needed to have an address, and the place where he was living he couldn't go back to, so he had to come back to an address, and I said, yeah, of course. Then I went, but just let me check with my missus. So I checked with my missus on this one. Right. But she was shopping. I was like, is it okay if Andy comes and stays for a few days? And she was like, yeah, why are you asking me that? I was like, yeah, no problem. Bang. Obviously put it down. Didn't say that it was going to have to be while he's on bail. So it could have been up to like months, you know what I mean? But yeah, but he was great. She was all right, because she was back and forth to Liverpool anyway and everything else. So it was mainly just me and him in the house majority of the times anyway. But he was great with the kids.
What level of childcare are we talking? Like bedtime stories?
Yeah, I think he did take Jazz to he did, yeah. Put her to bed a couple of times and read a story, yeah. Because she'd always ask, like, can Andy do it? Or can Andy read me my bedtime story? He's like, Andy, it's your turn. This is what you get, mate. You're not paying no fucking rent. Not paying no rent, so get in there, go on.
She's got a ballet recital, 9 a.m. tomorrow. You're on it.
The court case is coming up. Fucking babysitter's gone.
Me and Ailey just nipping out for a few hours. And no, but he was great. He was great. But he is a great lad. He is.
Just a quick message to say a huge thank you to O'Neill's. They were sponsoring us for the 3rd series.
We're here at one of the flagship stores. We're going to go in and have a look and see what it's all about.
All of the stuff is locally manufactured. We've got factories in Northern and Republic of Ireland. It just allows for premium quality, quick delivery, all custom team kits.
It's not only for the big dogs at the top, grassroots football all the way up. Like you said, Chris, the quality is fantastic.
O'Neill's themselves have been brilliant for us to work for, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, the lads who we sponsor, me personally from here, they absolutely buzz off it.
You can see our kits here.
Oh, aye. I'm saying that, I will buy that. Would you?
Yeah.
Not just because it's hard, I just think it's a really nice stretch.
Go from... Oh! He's knocked his head off. He's knocked his head off.
And don't forget, the link is in the description. You can sort your own team out, sort your grassroots team out, and get one of these beauties. Links in the description for both of them. Massive thanks to O'Neill's.
Head loss. So that pre-season, was that the classic Ginge and Andy Carroll incident?
No, because Andy come in the Premiership, so he come in the first season in January, I think, and then signed for the next season. So it was the second year in the Prem. But yeah, we went to Germany that pre-season, and it was a tough old one. I actually think Klopp was at Mainz at the time, and they'd given us a right pasting. Right? We're like, oh God, like thinking this is going to be one long season. And anyway, we were popping about Germany and playing different teams and going to different hotels. And we went to this hotel, and it was it was like on the seaside. It was lovely when you get up to it. Lovely, really, German theme, but like it was like really nice on the seaside. And you think, anyway, as you get in there, you start realising no aircon. It's in the midst of the summer. It is roasting. You're like, oh my God. And then go out. So as you go out, you go onto the little beach and that, you're on the beach and there's lovely loads of people around. It's just full of jellyfish and you're like, oh God, I can't even get in the sea. You're like, can't even get in the sea.
Full of Germans then. Full of the bastards.
No, so...
Can't sit on there with them. Fucking towels everywhere.
Towels everywhere. It's terrible.
Can't get a lounger for...
Anyway, so I'm like that. So the gaff, I went, oh, gaff, gonna have to let us go, like let the lads just have, like blow off a bit of steam here. We haven't got a game for another 3 or 4 days. Like we've got one night here left. Can the lads have a few beers tonight and that? And he's like, let me have a think about it. Anyway, go and see him a bit later that afternoon. I said, look, what do you think? And he was like, yeah, but you've got to all be back in the hotel by 2 o'clock. He said, and you've got to pay the staff's bill because we're going to have a drink in the hotel.
All afternoon are you getting? Ask him.
So all the lads obviously aren't, you know what I mean? So you walk back in and you're like, yeah, we got.
That might have been the straw that brought the camel's back, you know, with the like acceptance.
Yeah.
One of us.
I need it, guys.
They're the moments, yeah. That's the one you get the most of respect, isn't it, when you get them days? So anyway, we go to, we go down, I went, yes, sound. I said, lads, look, we've all got to be back at 2:00. So I said, go to the receptionist. Is there any bars, places where we can go and have a drink, restaurants where we can, you know, just go and have a bit of food and drink? They're like, not really, no. That was the best place within that little vicinity. So they went, but there's one bar was just opened. We were like, oh, okay. So he was like, yeah, okay, that's perfect, yeah. Or it's a 5-minute cab ride. Okay, can we organise cabs for 8:00, straight after dinner, 8:00, and we'll go down there. Anyway, so we'll do that. All the lads start coming downstairs, all getting in, throwing them all in the taxis, all on the way. I get in a taxi with me, Yusi, Ginge and Jack Collison. Now, this went on for years, but this was before all the episode of what I'm going to come on. So we get into this cab, and this cab driver starts filming us while we're in the cab. So JC takes the cab driver's phone off him and starts deleting all the stuff off him, gives him it back, no problem. Anyway, the cab driver then says that he assaulted him. So it went on for years. Him and Ginge going against this cab driver, saying that he assaulted him. But usually was in the front. I'm not, but anyway, yeah. So we get to the place, lovely new bar, all opened, all the new stuff on the front, you know, all big banners and that. And you're like, look, sound. Anyway, go in, no one's in there. You know what I mean? There's not no one in there. We're in there anyway. We're good. We're like, okay, sound. We get in there, and then obviously the fellas just delighted that they've got like 20 lads who've just walked in. He's thinking, Englishman, here we go. We're going to make a bit of money here. So we get in and we start talking, and then you've got Tonks and you've got JC, who I used to call Twit and Twat, you know what I mean? Like, because they were always together, they're always up to something. Anyway, they're doing something on the bar, and I'd never seen it before, like, you think about it. And they've got the Jaegers, you know, where you stack it. You stack the Jaeger on the thing, going across the whole of the bar, and the bar went from about there, where it started, and it probably finished there. So they've started this as soon as they got in. We're going to have Jaegers, Skip, we're going to have Jaegers, and we're like, all right, yeah, no problem. Anyway, we've got like all the lads are just sitting, so we're all just sitting around the bar anyway. Anyway, start getting a bit, then you get the as it goes along, mate, it's brilliant as it all works. Anyway, and then Jaegers, bang, and then it goes again. So anyway, that starts it all off, gets it going. Anyway, Nobes goes, I've got any champagne to the fella. He's going, yeah, no problem, champagne, no problem, yeah, champagne. Bring some champagne out, goes like that, gets this sword out, right, and goes, pop, and it just goes, all lovely, all over, and he goes like that, and he goes, so obviously all our lads are like that. I want to go with that.
Pass me that sword.
I'm like, oh God, here we go. So the next minute, we're now in it. We're having a drink. And next minute, he's like, yeah, come on.
20 piss lads and a sword. It's not
sword,
going well,
exactly, a sword. I'm thinking, oh my God, no. And he's going, yeah, come on. He's thinking, that's just another bottle of Dom for me, or whatever he would Lauren Perrier. That's another bottle. He was like, yeah, you come and have a go. Yeah, you come and have a go. Yeah, you come. So you've got lads coming in like that. Anyway, bosh. Nobes gets it like that. Yeah. And then Andy, oh no, I'm having a go, man. And I'm like, no. He goes with the first one, just smashes the whole head off the top of it. And I'm like, and he's like, oh, sorry. And the fella's like, no, it's okay. He's like, gives another. I want another one. Does it. Anyway, so as you can imagine, the night's now just getting very raucous and everything. Anyway, we're having a chat and we're all round the bar. So we're all round the end of that bar there now then, and I'm sitting there, Andy's sitting there, Ginger's like sort of standing up. We've got all the lads and we're just all chatting and having a go, and I went, right, we're going to have to start going, like leaving now, because it's well gone 2. We're well past 2. 2 o'clock's gone. Like, and I'm like, we're going to have to, and he's going, no, I'm not going. And I'm going, and come on, just like, come on, mate, like, you've got to go. I said, we've got to go. Like, got to start getting people out of it. I said, because we're already, I'm not going. I'm fed up of you telling me, because we're all bladdered. I'm going, what do you mean fucking fed up? Stop being a fucking... So me and him are arguing, Ginge is going, all right, and he's going, you shut up and all that. So him and Ginge then starts arguing off the back of it. So he's like that, and he's going, and I'm going, Andy, come outside and fucking calm down, come on. And he's going, and then, so Ginger's here, come outside, and he's going, I'll go outside with you, big lad. And I've gone, oh no, I'm going, Ginge, stay there. So I'm like, I've got this thing in my head. I'm thinking, oh my God. And he's like, that ginge is obviously smashed. We're all smashed. But ginge is very smashed. We walk outside. As we walk outside, ginge is like that, and he's going like that. Anyway, you've got... I don't know if I actually should say this on the telly, but you've now got Jack Collis and Tonks. They're now, like, trying to push this car out the way.
What, to create a ring?
to open it up, give it a little bit of space. And I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing, Skip, nothing. I'm like, fucking leave the car alone. And then I'm going like that. Anyway, as I've turned and looking at them, he's gone like that, Ginge, oh, come on then, big fella. And he's took a swing, and I swear as I turned round, I think it nearly hit me more than it nearly hit Danny. And Andy's just gone like that, and he's just gone, bong. And then as he's done it, I've gone, oh no. And I'm like, going, Andy! And next minute, Ginge is on the floor, and I'm going, grabbing hold of Andy. Me and Noel was there now. And I've grabbed hold of Andy, and he's on the floor, Ginge, right? And he's like taking the count, and he just went, oh, big fella, what a hit that was. And I'm like, Ginge, get up. And I'm going, that's it now, I'm fed up. So we started getting all the taxis, getting on. He's like that, he's on the floor, getting up, and he's like that. He give me one there, didn't he? Fair play, big fella, he's saying. Big fella. I'm like, Andy's like that, and I'm going, Andy's obviously all revved up. I'm going, Andy, what are you doing? All that. Anyway, that night, I'm getting in the cab. We all get in the cabs, get them all home anyway. As we go down, we walk down, and I'm down in the morning. I'm going, this is not good. This is not good. And I'm like thinking, and the gaffer's I know the gaffer's coming, and the first thing he's going to say is, what time did everyone get in? And I'm going to have to say, well, a few of us got in a bit later than 2. But I'm trying to work out who we can say it to and who we can say it about. Anyway, he's come down. He didn't even ask me, and I'm thinking, I went, where's Andy? Has anyone seen Andy? He went, I know where Andy is. He's on a plane back home. He'd gone and knocked the gaffer out when he got in, Andy. Right? And said, I'm going home. The gaffer's going, no, you're not. And he's going, I am. So we're all there. And anyway, we're all sitting there. So he took us into like the studio and said, right, all sitting here. And he went like that. And he went, right, I know that all of yous weren't there till the time. He said, but if you left at 2 o'clock, walk out the room now. So like basically everyone got up, and we'd already said I'd stay. Noel would stay. There was like 4 or 5 of us who stayed anyway. So he went, right, go and get yourselves out the room, go and do your work. So they're all doing the gym now, and he went, right, tell me what happened then. We were all like, thank God for that. So we had to tell him the story. And then he went, right, well, you're all fined. He said, and you'll be fined even more for going home. He said, well done for getting them all home. I was like, I know what you think, there's a rollicking coming here.
The thing is, it's not
right.
It's not actually a bad curfew, 2 o'clock, is it?
No.
You usually get 12 late.
But no matter what the curfew is, you're always going to want more. And
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always breaking it.
yeah.
So is he knocked on raging that he's going, he's done me out and said, I'm going home, I'm not staying?
Yeah, well, I think it's all come round at what's happened, and like he's gone, oh, what have I done here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's just thinking, I want to just go home now. I just want to get myself home and get my head down and work at home, because he wasn't going to play in the games anyway. He was only over there doing like rehab. So he just wanted to get back and just sort of get his head back into rehab and like sort of he'd said sorry, they'd made up, they'd done it, and that, you know yourself, you do, don't you? When you get in your scrapes, you'd have a scrape, and then an hour later when you're both calmed down, you're like, sorry about that. It's just what was the consequences of the scrape, and unfortunately on this one it was quite a bad one, you know what I mean, because we were like highly intoxicated, shall we say.
It's bad enough, innit? You can get through stuff with an hangover. You know, if you've got to do it, I'm assuming like if you've got to go to the gym or whatever. Yeah. But when you've got to come down and sort everything out, where was he? What were? I imagine it's a nightmare.
Admin.
Yeah. The admin's, worst one.
It's a bit like you with us when we go away.
Disappear. Yeah.
Sorting our shit
It's hard work, innit?
Did you win the league that year?
Playoffs, wasn't it?
We got up on the playoffs because Southampton had that team, which was incredible, and then not only that, you had Reading go on that unbelievable run from January. I think they lost one in from January all the way through. They were incredible what they done. But yeah, if you don't win it, it's the best way to go up is to go in the playoff final. And I've done that twice, and yeah, I wouldn't like to be on the opposite side of it, but yeah, doing it twice has been incredible. When that final whistle went and I like thrown the cup about, it was like a relief, because that's what you'd come in to do. We'd come in to sort of get them back in the Premier League, and if you didn't do it, it would have failed. You know what I mean? It would have been seen. You're
taking a risk personally as well.
Yeah. Because as I said, I'd scored 12 goals in the Prem and probably had the best season, and really looking forward to what was coming to your key sort of time as a player as well. But what after that it was some.
Because it was a late winner, wasn't it? 88th minute.
88th minute, yeah. 89th minute, I think. 89th minute. Vaz Tay. Yeah. It was incredible because when it happened, like Vaz went that way and I just knew where the family was, so I just ran and was sort of celebrating with them, because you're just like, when you're in that moment, and like, because I crossed the ball and then Coley sort of knocked it back to him. But when you see it at the back of the net and you just think, we've done it, it's like, it was a huge relief.
Would you class that as one of the biggest games of your career then?
Well, I think at the time, I don't think I thought about it at the time, because I think when we're looking at it, the risk in what you're taking going down, if you don't go up, it's like, what happens there?
Yeah.
What happens then? So it probably was.
Someone mentioned chucking trophy around. Were you throwing it around us?
Yeah, because it's dead heavy. No, it's dead heavy. It's like, I was just like, I'm like that, just doing that. And I was like, well, but if you actually feel the weight of it, like I was just, because the adrenaline was pumping, and it must have been. Because when I actually picked it up later on, I went, oh, there's a little bit of weight in that. And then when you watch it on the telly, I'm like, giving it one of them. One.
You can't wipe your ass next day.
It's that first one.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Why did it? Because I think I remember, was he getting a bit of stick, Allardyce, from the fans?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do himself any favours, the boss. Like, he come out and he was like, what is the West Ham way? And obviously, we all knew what they meant when they say we want to play the West Ham way. And that changed a lot. That changed it a lot, because I think we won the 1-0 or 2-1 against Hull. And they were down to 10 men, but it was just one of those horrible nights, Tuesday night, like swirling wind, but horrible, like when the ball's not coming, they're just doing everything, and everything what happened, or it just bounce with them, and then they scored, and then you score, and then we score, like, I think, off someone's backside or something like that, and we win the game 2-1, instead of just going in and just going, yeah, we were shit, but we've got 3 points, and, that's a sign of a good side. He didn't. He went back at the reporter and the West Ham fans, because he was like sort of golding the gaffer, and because the gaffer knew that it was that bad, and because they booed at the end of the game when we won as well, which he probably had the right to at the minute. And again, when he looks back, he'll probably think, yeah, probably did. But at that time, again, when they're having a pop, the gaffer's not going to back down, and I think that was sort of, that's where the beginning and the end come in for us.
Do you know when I asked before about whether Megson had an issue with you being Big Sam's boy?
Yeah.
When Bilic came in, was there anything along them lines?
He was sharp. He come in thinking that I was going to be like this enigma in his squad for him, you know what I mean? And I went. I just got on with the pre-season, done really well, and it's probably my biggest regret, really, because I shouldn't have left. But I thought he had another deal. I thought I was going to another club.
So you think you thought you had a move lined up and it didn't materialise?
Yeah, which was a shame, but it is what it is, and you just got to then move on and see where it could take you. But I went back because, again, with Slav, I rang him and said, like, is it okay if I come and training? Because I was only living around the corner still. He was like, yeah, no problem at all. So I went back and trained with him even after I'd left. So there was no animosity between me and him. I think he was quite surprised of how I sort of reacted to him coming in. I thought he was thinking, and he was probably told a couple of times, he won't be your mate. He's Sam's mate, so you'll have a bit of problem with him. And
I thought from the outside looking in, like you just said, I thought it was going to be similar to a Bolton situation.
Yeah. No.
Left on a sour note.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that at all. It was. Where
did Big Sam go after West Ham? Just trying to work out what club it were.
Sunderland.
It's like a game of Cluedo, isn't it?
I can't tell you the team, but it certainly wasn't Sunderland.
Close over that.
What had happened is that I'd spoken with the manager of that club, and he said, "Yeah, we're going to go. It's all sorted. We're going to do it." And then he walked from the job because it didn't. Not only that didn't get done, but he was just like one after another. He was just fighting against it all the time. So he was just like, "Nah, I ain't doing this." So,
did you know you always wanted to be a manager?
Yeah, I'd never ever see myself being a coach. I always wanted to just be a manager. I'd never ever seen it. I thought I would never be a coach, but I'm delighted that I got the opportunity to do it under David.
Why is he so good, Moyes? Like what looking at him on the training pitch, how does he get them?
It's his desire to every day to just go again and do it again, and like that is relentless. He's relentless with everything, and wanting and like being on top of people, being on top of all his staff. That's the biggest thing I'll say. He's on top of his staff just as much as he is his players, and that drives the staff to be on his players. So you know what I mean? There's be times when you're like, wow, how does he keep going? And like the players are looking at you and you're like, I don't know how he's going again. Like, and he's just said that, and I know he has, yeah. But like, but him and it's incredible to see. And you probably don't. I didn't appreciate it probably as much as what I do now. I totally appreciate why he's done so many games, and if you can have a managerial career of what he's had, considering that, he got that job off the back of one of the great, or if not the greatest manager giving him that job, you can see why he gave him it. And if he was given the opportunity and the time, by God, I bet you'd wish to give him the time now, because I think he would have made a success of it in the long run, because of what he done when he was at Everton, what he's done when he's gone to West Ham, and also now what he's going to go and probably do again out at Everton, because he's just everything. And I think what he's got now, he's got a group behind him, which is, trust him, and he knows them as well. So the likes of Billy McKinley, who I work with for the years, I was the longest serving under him at West Ham. All the rest, would come and went, but I was the one who stayed with them all the time, and I'm glad I did. And seeing us in Europe and what we done was special. But I feel like we probably, when I look back in again now, we could have won the Europa League as well. I feel, with the squad we have, or what we had, and that was driven all by him at the top, and wanting to succeed and not allowing people just to stand still. It was like, no, we go again, and pushing people to limits. And like the lads come back in incredible shape off pre-seasons, before pre-season, and even after COVID, because we literally went into the job, and then COVID broke, and then we had the lads coming in like twos and ones, because you had to do the so we'd have lads too, but then I'd have a station, and so we'd be out there and then so the lads would come in from 9 o'clock all the way through till 6, the lads, and you'd have the younger lads the later on in the day, but the lads had finished, all the main lads had finished by 3, so we were out there out in the thing from 9 till 6 o'clock, but he was there with us, pushing it, and still the enthusiasm of him from 9 o'clock till 6 o'clock. You're looking at him going, Jesus, like, it's only passing the ball from here to there, but it's him making sure that it was passed right and given the detail and everything else, and that's what I'd say about him, is he's relentless in everything he does, and that's why he gets success.
So have you warned your Northampton lads that it's going to be a tough pre-season? Yeah,
I think they know that anyway now, because of what I'd done when I was in there, and the lads who were coming back from fitness issues, they had to do certain runs which sort of made a marker to say, like, yeah, okay, you're getting closer now. Because what I'm always really worried about, and especially because when I went in there, I think there was 18 on the injury table. Like, I had a 16, 17 and 18-year-old on the bench in my first game. So that shows how far we what we'd done in the end, because we got the majority of them fit, and that was to make sure that we didn't re-injure. But because of David, you sort of, what I didn't do is just let that worry me. I just, is what it is. We just move on and we get on with it. And that's something which I seen from him. If someone was out injured, he'd have, you know, between us as coaches and everything, he'd be like, this blood, what about him? He's this or that, or he's out injured again or whatever. But as soon as he walked out, you wouldn't think that he didn't care about that. You know, it was about, this is what I've got and this is what I work with, and that's what I sort of. But I just say to the staff, look, if they can't train, they can't train. Move on, we get on with it. And I think I've took that onto my staff, but used it with my staff as well as the players as well. You know, they see that, no, like, we've got to work with what we've got. So there's loads of little things which you don't realise you're learning until you actually go into another job, and then you go, yeah. And the things which when I'm looking at it and I'm going, I wouldn't do that. You know, like when he's there and you're like, I'm doing it now. You know? I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm training some mini Moyes. You know? But no, listen, it's look, I hope I have.
They might have
a half one.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
they might have a tough pre-season coming, but winter break, have they got one of them?
I haven't spoke to the chairman. I'm lucky to get overnight stays at the minute, so the night before, you know what I mean? So
it's just like, you can't be finding lads a fiver for pissing in showers and expected to pay for Dubai.
Yeah, but I'm on the club about, because we need a few more overnight stays than what we get. Yeah, so I'm arguing about them little bits at the minute, which is really important, though.
Just going back to Moyes, I mean, the chicken dance was not great, but he must have got some fucking stick for dancing like that in fucking changing rooms, man. Fuck me, drunk. It's possibly the worst I've ever seen. I can remember he's clicking and fucking, fuck off, Dave. Put your trophy up, get your medal and fucking sit down and have a drink.
I'm not endorsing that one whatsoever. I'd be acting like that. I'd act like whatever I wanted after I've just achieved what he'd done.
Yeah.
And he deserved that.
Kill this Scottish bastard. Oh dear.
How close were you to getting an England call up?
A couple of times, come close. And again, when I was playing, it didn't really bother me. You know, there was a lot of it was a lot different then. Because there was sort of the north-south divide, wasn't he? There was, you know, when you go into the Man United, there's Chelsea lot, Arsenal, or Liverpool lot, and they all sit all with each other apparently, you know, and all them type of bits. But so it never really worried me when I was playing. It really annoys me now. I actually feel if I was playing now, I would have got a whole stack of caps. You know, it was actually the quality of player. But when you look at it, I thought that I deserved something at times. You know, I thought I deserved an opportunity.
What was
certainly.
the most you scored in a Premier League season?
I think it was 12, a couple of times, yeah.
12 goals from midfield.
Big Sam fucked that up, didn't he?
Yeah, but
Big Sam had got a second game, he'd have fucking got a cap. Fuck off, Dad! Father!
Let me just get one under my belt before I get
I'll get you in the second game. What have you done, Sam? What have you done?
That's an incredible story, right? Yeah, but it annoys me. But then when you rile off all the players who played, and you know, to say I was scoring 12, like Stevie was scoring 20s, you know what I mean? Like, he was incredible.
So what's the remit for Northampton next year?
Well, I mean, we obviously to get safety and do what we did was incredible from the lads and the staff and everything else. So delighted with that. But again, you know, we're not getting carried away, because budget's going to stay more or less the same. You know, and that means that we're going to be in that bottom half of the bottom of the table. So what we've got to do is we've got to be clever in the market, and what we want to do is we want to try and stay up as high as possible in the table. You know, football is never as easy as that. I'm not stupid enough to think that it's just all going to click into gear. There's going to be a lot of hard work done, but yeah, staying in the league now and retaining League One status is always the priority now. That's the remit for us to make sure that come this time next year, we're in the League One to go again.
Top man, Kev.
Brilliant, really appreciate it.
All the best.
Oh, thanks very much.
And if you did get promotion, would you do the Moyes dance? Or?
Well, that'd be just as big as a thingy. If we did get promotion with Northampton, that would be as big as West Ham winning that. To be fair, because of where we're at, you know. But yeah, I think I've probably got a bit better moves at the moment. So yeah, give me another.
So Stephen Hawking.
Jesus.
And on that note,
No, thanks, fellas. I
top
really
man,
enjoyed
Kev,
it.
thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Next time on Under the Cosh.
He is an old man. He has few
grumpy
more
man.
years to repent. That's why I'm calling him out. But this is not something I like to tell people because this is disrespectful, it's childish. Mate, tomorrow morning you will have a Nigerian slap. But in general, the country was crazy in the 90s. When I was there, gang wars and stuff like that, I want out because we had a situation in the dressing room that is a disgrace. They start to sing, "There's only one greedy bastard." Some people absolutely loved the story, loved a guy who just went and knocked on the door. Some are confused. I can smell heat. I know it's not going to be pretty. Next game I don't play, next game I don't play, next game I don't play. The reason I wanted to leave is because they disrespected me publicly. He scores goals, oh the Mwenge. I will swap him for a useless cunt.
and that'll poor Ken win.
It was John's poor Ken win.